Hello and welcome to Superhero Show. My name's Chris and this isn't Daniel Krupa. This is Richard Bearpart.
Hello.
Because Dan is off buggering about at E3, isn't he? Having a good time while we're stuck here in the office.
Exactly.
But Rich is here. He's made a bold choice of wearing shorts, which I'm pretty impressed with.
Hopefully you can't actually see this, but...
Oh, really? Can they not see it?
I don't think
so.
know
why I brought it up. Anyway, let's get on with the show. This week, we're going to talk about the greatest superhero performances of all time. We're going to discuss those actors that have made such a mark on a role that it's hard to imagine anyone else playing the part. So, I thought we'd talk about our own favourite one. So, Rich, who do you think is the greatest superhero performance you've seen?
I think the greatest one I've seen is probably Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man. I think he just plays it perfectly. He's got like that perfect mixture of confidence and arrogance. I think anyone that sees him wants to be him. Yeah. And, you know, he just plays that so well.
You don't find him a bit annoying, a bit obnoxious?
He is a bit annoying and a bit obnoxious, but I don't know. You know, he kind of plays it his way, and I can't see anybody else playing that role, which is important.
It's funny you should say that, because what got me thinking about this, I interviewed Drew Pearce a little while back, who wrote Iron Man 3, and he was saying that, I asked him if he'd do another Iron Man movie, and he said that he doesn't know how much longer Downey Jr. is going to do it, and he couldn't imagine anyone else playing the part at this point. And that's what got me thinking about this topic, actually, because that's interesting, because for quite a while I remember Tom Cruise was developing the Iron Man movie. Right. He was going to play the part. I don't know if you knew that. Like, could you imagine Tom Cruise doing it? He's got the cockiness, and, you know, the dude from Top Gun. Yeah, could be Iron Man.
And you say it now, I can actually imagine that. We recently did a top 30 Tom Cruise moments video.
Yeah, you edited that together, didn't you?
Yeah, so, you know, seeing all those kind of characters that he does play them well. I could see him. I mean, he's a playful kind of character.
Yeah, he hasn't got that sense of humour that Downey Jr. has. Yeah. But we're talking about the greatest performances. Is Downey Jr. actually acting? Because
that's a very good point.
It feels like that role was almost purpose built for him, and that he's not actually doing that much acting.
Yeah. Maybe he's just very method. Anyway, who's yours? Who's your favourite?
Yeah, well, my one is the same as it's always been since I was a little kid. It's Christopher Reeve in Superman. When someone says Superman, that's who I think of. I don't think of a comic book version, you know, the cartoon versions, or, you know, any of the ones that have come since. It's Christopher Reeve that springs into my mind. And again, it's like you say with Downey Jr., it's like he had all the right kind of... It's the heroism, the decency, he had the sense of humour, he made Clark Kent, you know, funny. Yeah. And that's unfortunately something that Henry Cavill we didn't get to see. I mean, everyone said it was a bit too serious, but he wasn't Clark Kent in the movie until the end, and so he didn't get the opportunity to do that. But for me, it's going to be so hard for anyone to ever supersede Reeve, to the point that they cast Brandon Routh, who did a good job, but looked like him and acted like him. It wasn't that much different. It was a good Superman, but it was a good Superman because it was like Christopher Reeve's Superman.
So that's from your childhood, I guess, and that's kind of stayed with you. Yeah. Do you think there's anyone else out there that will be able to supersede that? Do you think there's anyone that could possibly take over your personal favourite? Okay, well, the other one that sprung to mind when I was thinking about the subject is Hugh Jackman. He is Wolverine at this point, and I can remember when the casting was happening, it was Doug Ray Scott, and then due to scheduling, he couldn't play the part, and I thought that was quite a good choice at the time. And then Hugh Jackman got the role, and it's really that one's weird for me to think of anyone else now playing Wolverine. Yeah, I mean, he's the most popular X-Man, so once he's done, they will have to sooner or later reintroduce the character with a new actor. Yeah, but man, those are big shoes to fill. I mean, it's got to get harder each year, making him look the same as he did when he first started, and you can even see it now, can't you? You can see that he's aged, but it's kind of holding on to that suspension. Yeah, but there's Old Man Logan they could do. I'd quite like to see an aging, you know, a really old Wolverine. Yeah, although he doesn't age, that's a bit confusing. Yeah, but Old Man Logan with you know, like an Unforgiven style, you know. Yeah, and that's a Western, but kind of looking back on his life and his career and kind of all the regrets and things. I think that would be interesting. I'd like to see Jackman do that one day, but he's the one for me that's the one that I would not want to be the actor to fill those. Definitely, I mean, it's kind of the same as Ben Affleck, isn't it? Filling Batman shoes, because I mean, Christian Bale's my favourite Batman. I know he's not a popular choice for some people, but I guess for most people, that's probably who they see as Batman now because of the Nolan films. And
he was quite dull for me, Christian Bale. I'm a Keaton man. Yeah, because he seemed insane.
Yeah, well, he is insane.
I think so, yeah. Maybe it's just the eyebrows, but...
Maybe. Well, shall we see where our favourite superheroes listed on the internet.
What do you mean?
Well, before the show started, I found a website called Rankopedia.
Okay.
And it's Rankopedia, not kind of like disgusting sort. But let's find out where our superheroes.
Lots of BBC former broadcasters on there.
Oh yeah. And so we've got Robert Downey Jr. as number 1.
Okay.
So I think I was right in my estimation.
Well, according to Rankopedia.
Yeah.
But, okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, I mean that's going to be a popular choice, isn't it?
But Christopher Reeves is number 3.
Number 3.
Yep.
Reeves number 3. Who's 2?
Wolverine number 4, and we've got Christian Bale sitting at number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
number 2.
Oh, sorry. Christian Bale sitting at number 2. Chris Reeves is number 3.
Any random ones in there?
Well, we've got Keaton. We spoke about him. He's 6. Jim Carrey actually was. I was surprised to see in this list.
Yeah.
In The Mask. And I've got to say, that's one of my favourite films of all time. That's a film I can just go back to and watch it over and over again and just quote over and over and over again.
So not Jim Carrey from Batman, Jim Carrey from The Mask.
No, yeah, just from The Mask.
Yeah, again, that felt like a role that was custom made for him. Like, you couldn't imagine anyone else playing The Mask.
He's just a cartoon character in real life, isn't he?
Yeah.
So it's perfect for it.
They did Son of Mask. That didn't really work. You need
really.
Carrey if you're going to get your mask to work. So those are our favourite superhero performances, but have you got anyone that you really dislike in a superhero role?
You know, I've got to say, I'm not a fan of Ghost Rider.
Okay.
And I think Nicolas Cage for Ghost Rider, I don't understand that choice. I don't know why he was cast. And I don't know why they did a sequel.
Well, because he loves Ghost Rider, and it's kind of an insane role. He's kind of an insane actor.
He's an insane actor. It doesn't mean he should portray that character.
Who do you think should be Ghost Rider then? Who would be your Ghost Rider?
Someone that's a bit more built, maybe, a bit more scary, a bit...
Okay.
I can't think of someone who would play him, but...
Yeah, I mean, mine's definitely George Clooney, and it's really hard to say that his Batman because he's one of my favourite actors. At the time when he was in ER, I loved him in ER, and I was so excited when he got that role, and I thought, wow, this is going to be the best Batman ever. And then, for whatever reason, he just didn't do it. He couldn't nail it.
He's got the jaw and everything.
He's got the jaw. It was when he was in his head wobbling phase, when he was doing that all the time acting. But I don't know, he was trying to be cool, and it just didn't work, and it's such a shame. I mean, Clooney's Batman now, I'd still like to see it, but at the time I got badly burned there. That was a big disappointment.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was the first Batman film that I ever saw, actually. In the cinema anyway.
Poor young Rich Bear Park. But let's not end on a negative note. Those were a couple of our worst ones, but we'd like to know who your favourite superhero performances are. So let us know at the usual email address. Rich, what is it? IGN_UKfeedback@IGN.com. So easy to remember. And that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and make sure you tune in next week.